Carolina. Businesses, homes, schools, and infrastructure are still on the long road to recovery. Joel is back with me live from Asheville, tracking all of the rebuilding and revival efforts underway. And Joel, you've been following major updates in the popular Biltmore Village.
Yeah, Anna, look, we know much of Asheville's economy is fueled by tourism. We're standing here in Biltmore Village, right here in the shadow of one of the city's biggest attractions, the Biltmore Estate. The village is shops and its restaurants, many of them still closed and in some stage of rebuilding all these months later. All that to say there are plenty of signs of a city rising from the devastation, but there is still much work left to do. Let me show you what we saw in the daylight hours at Biltmore Village this week. If you have visited Asheville in the past, you know these charming rows of shops built to look like an English Tudor-style village. We saw construction workers busy inside almost every store, from the Williams-Sonoma to the Talbots to the smaller, locally owned shops. The stores had to be gutted and stripped down to the studs after Helene. These famous rows of stores were built 8 feet above ground as a protection from floods, but the beefed up infrastructure was just no match for the floodwaters from Helene. This was all underwater a year ago. Across Biltmore Avenue and historic Biltmore Village, it's the same story. We stopped by the Corner Kitchen. It's a 20-year-old Asheville dining mainstay, popular for its everyday brunch. Corner Kitchen was able to reopen last month, which is amazing in and of itself. Helene's flooding rose to nearly the second floor of the restaurant and took until mid-October for the water and the muck to recede, leaving behind an absolute mess. But after a 10-month renovation, Corner Kitchen is back open. It was packed again this week, full of locals, happy to have it back, plus some desperately needed tourists eager to support the city after the disaster.
Knowing what this area looked like then, and now seeing businesses come back, or even those that are not going to be able to come back as a result of the devastation, it's humbling. It's really something else to see, and puts life into a whole new, fresh perspective.
We were here 2 months ago and stayed at the DoubleTree, and none of this was open. And it was so eye-opening and so heartbreaking. So we come over here and spend our money to help the economy.
To help the economy, and it needs it. Asheville's leisure and hospitality industry is down 10% in terms of employment, but it's doing better than nearby mountain town economies. Nearby Rutherford County has seen up to a 50% decline in average tourism revenue. So many businesses are having to recover and survive without much revenue this past year.